Today's $1 million listing is a $1.3 million listing. It's in Palisades Park, which is a neighborhood nobody tends to know about. It's basically kind of a suburb of Rosslyn, Virginia. It's on the wrong side of Lee Highway. This is Rosslyn, Virginia. That's Turnberry Tower, which is a very expensive condo off in the distance. On the other side, so that's kind of to the south of this unit. On the other side is the Potomac, and then Georgetown in Washington. So this is just across the Potomac from Georgetown. I actually lived in one of these townhouses. I sold it to somebody who moved to Egypt, and I rented it from them in 2005 and 2006. And it was my favorite time in Washington, for reasons I'll tell you in a minute. Anyway, we're way up on the top. This is the third floor. There's this one kind of big bonus room on the third floor. This is very similar to the one I rented right across the street, but not identical. Then there's the second floor. The second floor has lots of bedrooms and bathrooms. Here's a bathroom. It's a lot like the one I rented. It's kind of builder grade. You could make it fancier. You could put in marble and granite. Here's a very sunny small bedroom that has a very sunny, not so small closet. The washer and dryer are here. And then there's another larger bedroom in the back, which also has a large closet. A large closet with no light. Or there is a light, but I can't figure out how you turn it on. So it's a little neighborhood that's only 3 or 4 blocks deep. And a lot of it are, half of it, a third of it, are townhouses like that. The Potomac is actually right on the other side of those townhouses, or rather there's a cliff that goes down to the Potomac. That's Georgetown over in the distance, but you really can't make out any particular structures. I think that's basically the waterfront area where Nancy Pelosi lives. This is the master bedroom. So it has a master bath. Still looking for the light switch for that closet. Oh, there it is. So long, deep closet. And here's the master bath. It's a lot like the one that place where I was staying. Jacuzzi tub, separate shower. I really like this place because I had relatives. In fact, I had my child when he was, I would say, around 10 or 11, and his mom came to visit on their way to going on vacation in another country. So I picked them up at one of the 3 Washington airports and took them off to the other of the 3 Washington airports because they had somehow managed in procuring very inexpensive flights to not fly out of the airport they flew into. So they stayed with me for the day in between their 2 flights in a home just like this. So I was able to have a Christmas tree, and it was just fun. If you don't already have a big enough family to fill this up, that is one thing about it. You can definitely have people visit you, because if you're just a couple or a single person, or maybe even a couple with a child, there is enough extra space that you can put people up when they come to visit. You can see the countertops and things here are all kind of builder grade. The sink is not undermounted. Whatever this counter is, it's something synthetic, I think. But it's all really clean and well cared for. All of these have a 1-car garage, and then another parking space just outside the garage. If you get to be above 2 cars, your visitors are going to have to find parking across the street. So mine did not have a sunken bonus room here. It was a level with this floor, but it also had a half bath. I think it had a fireplace. I did not have a wet bar in mine or a wine cooler. I did have a patio outside. My patio was more private than this one. I don't know what it backed up to. It had a higher fence. Maybe Lee Highway was somewhere. I think there was an office building actually, and then Lee Highway, but you couldn't see anything. I actually had a flowering dogwood tree in mine, which I'm sure you can plant here. And in the spring, a baby bunny nest. There were baby bunnies that appeared. They looked very startled. This is a very high ceiling. Obviously, this could be an office. It could be a living room. You could put overflow spare guest up here. There's the entryway, and then there's also a garage. This compares, oh, my garage did not have a nice finished off floor like this. You could, a little storage closet. You could obviously also put, now I've lost my thought. There's something you could do, and apparently it was obvious because I was saying it was obvious. Yeah, I have totally lost my thought. Anyway, it's a lot of space. Oh, I know, I wanted to compare this to the one in my last video, which was also near Lee Highway, but busier. You could actually see the highway from it. That one was, I think, $950,000. It was below $1 million. This is 1.3. I don't know if this is bigger. I don't think it is. And I'm not actually sure that it's a whole lot nicer. Maybe all these, this woodwork, this chair molding might be nicer. The carpet might be nicer. But I'm not sure overall it is a lot nicer to explain the almost $400,000 difference. I think the $400,000 difference is that this is a secluded neighborhood full of more expensive units just like this that is farther from Lee Highway, and you can't see Lee Highway. The unit I lived in, very similar, was one of these just right across the street. And on the other side of it, ultimately you do hit Lee Highway, although you don't see it from their backyards. So that's today's $1.3 million listing.